Hello, welcome to your baby step tracker. This is a Google Sheet tracker to track your progress in your baby step journey. And so when you first open up the screen, it's going to ask you to make a copy, and then it's going to show you to this welcome to the baby step tracker sheet. Today in this video, we're going to show you how to use each sheet. And so we're just going to start with the dashboard. So this is where it will show you what you have completed and what you're currently in progress on doing. And so if it's a check mark right here, that means you have completed that step. If it says in progress, that means you are currently working on that step. And then if it's blank with nothing, that means you just haven't started it. And so this will just kind of help you know where you are in the baby steps. So we'll just start with the step one, the $1,000 emergency fund. This is where you're going to save $1,000. The Ramsey method recommends to try to save it as quickly as possible. And so we recommend just to do the 1 month, and this is the suggested amounts per week. So $250 per week that you need to save, and this is the actual amount that you'll input what you've actually saved. So you can see here, if we just delete this, you right now save 750, and then you just input what you have saved. It can be more than the suggested amount, it can be less than. This is just kind of helping you stay on track to your goal. Once that has been completed, it'll just say goal reached, and you can move on to the next step. You can also scroll down here and I'll tell you what your next step is, which is to pay off all debt. So step number 2, pay off all debt. This is where you're going to track all your consumer debt, and it will tell you when you'll be debt free. And so you'll just put here when you have started. And so say we started in June of 2025. You'll put the balance of the debt. So you put the balance here. You do need to put the interest rate, even though the Ramsey doesn't want you to order by interest rate. We do need the interest rate for formula purposes just to help the remaining balance stay accurate. And then you're going to put your minimum payment, and then you're going to put your extra payment. This is how much you want to pay extra on top of your minimum payment to get that debt paid off. And so this will show you your total payment. These two things, all these darker brown, you do not enter because these have formulas. Everything that is light brown that's similar to this background is where you can enter it in. So here this is going to show you your total payment. You're going to pay 15, 25 every month to get this Capital One paid off. And then once that's paid off, then it will go to the next debt. And so we start this debt in September of 2025. We have 23,000. We're doing our minimum payment of 700, and then the total payment is going to take the minimum and extra. So basically this total payment here, it's going to add that to your 700. So now you're going to do $2,205 to get this paid off. And say you end up earning more money in this journey, you can always enter in more. So you can just do 2,000, and then now you'll do 2,725 instead. And this will tell you March of 2026, which is in 6 months, you'll be debt free. This is a progress bar, so you're 38% of the way. This will show you your total debt and then how much you have paid towards that total debt. Once that has all been completed, you'll go to this next step, which is the baby step 3 fully funded emergency fund. So once you are completely debt free, now it's time to save for the emergency fund. So you're just going to go here. You're just going to choose if you want a 3-month or if you want to save for 6 months. And this is where you're going to list your expenses, so your rent, your utilities. You can add more categories. You can change these. This is all editable. So this is all where you can edit it and change whatever you like. And then here, this is the time frame. Once again, this will help give you a suggested amount each month to save to reach your goal. So if your goal is 19,000, you need to save $1,500 every month to reach that in 1 year. So to 2 years, you can do suggested amounts. You don't have to follow them. You can do your own amount, and it'll still calculate how much you actually saved. Once you have saved the amount, it'll just say goal reached. This little thermometer tracker will be at the very top, and you'll be ready to move on to the next step. Baby step 4 is invest 15% of income into retirement. This is when you have paid off all your debt and you have a fully funded emergency fund. Now you're ready to start investing in retirement. The Ramsey method recommends 15%, but you can also change this amount. So you're just going to put your annual income in this box, and this will show you how much every month and how much every year to contribute to your retirement. And then here are different categories. You can do your 401k, Roth, brokerage, other, and this will just keep track of how much every month that you are tracking. If we take out the 75, it'll say, oh, you're below 15%, you need to increase your amount. So if you put the 75 back in, then you're right on track. This little graphic over here will just show you where to invest your retirement money and what will be best in what order. So you can read upon that once you get those. This next spreadsheet or this next table right here is the retirement calculator. This just helps you show where you are in your retirement savings and if you are on track. So you'll just put your current age, the age you want to retire. Say you want to do 75. Say your current retirement savings, you have 15,000 saved in all your different retirement accounts, everything each year. So this is how much you're going to be putting in. This is how much you're going to increase that savings. So you're not going to just do 10%. You're not going to do 10,000 every year. Say you want to do, I wanted to do 3% increase every year. And so you can put that in. You can also keep that blank if you don't want to, and you can just every time just increase it over here. That's totally fine as well. The investment growth rate, this is just your annual returns on your investment. This is how much you're going to spend in retirement, how long you'll be in retirement. I always try to put it at the max because I'd rather have more money than not enough because you never know how long you'll live. And then the inflation rate, because that will just help determine how much you really need if you are going to spend $65,000. And so then once you put everything in, if you follow this, then you'll have $7.3 million in retirement. And then it says you're on pace to retire comfortably. Say that you only do 10,000, it's just going to say you'll only have 5.1 million and you're not meeting your retirement goal. So that just means that you need to up your retirement savings each year. So once this is done, once you have your 15%, it's going to say goal reached. This is just a nice calculator just to see where you are in your retirement, but this doesn't affect the baby steps at all. Once you have your goal reached and you are doing your 15%, then you can come here and then there's two different steps. Step 5, which is optional, which is save for child's education, or you could go straight to step 6, pay off your home early. So step 5, if you want to save for your child's education, you can come here. This will track it. You just put your child's name in. When they're going to start college, this will tell you how many years you have to save. This is the yearly return rate that you're going to save into that account. You can do a brokerage account. You can do the education account. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but on the Ramsey website, it'll tell you all about the savings account, the education savings account. Um, that you can learn more about that. This is the goal amount. This is how much you want to save for their college. And so then this here, once again, these are formulas, so don't touch those. And so yes, this will just tell you what you've currently saved. So if we take these out, it's just going to say if you want $15,000 in 10 years, just every month, $174. For Alex and for Amy, $116 because you have 20 years. And you don't have to follow the monthly contribution rate amount. You can choose your own. So you can just put 500 this month, 500 for them, and then 10,000. And so then it is important to put the child's name here because it will come back to this table up here. And it'll just tell you how much you've saved and your progress. Once you have completed it, it will put a check mark in that dashboard. But once again, this is totally optional. You don't have to do this one if you don't want to. Okay, so baby step 6, this is pay off your home early. The Ramsey recommends to have your home completely paid off. And so this is where you can track that and see how long it's going to take you to have a completely debt-free, and that's why we have the debt-free screen, because that's where people go into the Ramsey Solutions headquarters, and that's where they do their debt-free screen. So this first table here is if you currently don't have a mortgage and you want to see how much you can afford, or if you're looking at buying a new house and you want to see how much home you can afford. The Ramsey recommends that They want the maximum mortgage payment. So every month, what you're paying should be 25% of your take home pay. That is a recommendation. You don't have to follow that, but that is what the Ramsey recommends. So you'll just put your take home pay here, your down payment, the amount that you are going to save up for the mortgage. This down payment amount is based off of how much you can afford in house over here. So if you are going to get a $364,000 home, you need to save up $72,000 for that 20% down payment. Loan term, they recommend 15%, but you can also do 30% or 30 years, sorry. And then you're going to put your insurance as if it's less than the 20%. You can put that amount there, property taxes, home insurance. And then this total right here is what your total monthly mortgage payment will be after what you inputted. And this is the rate here, the 33% is if you want 30% of your take home pay. But once again, if you just do the 25, now you can afford, that's going to be less than. So this is how much house you can get, a $260,000 mortgage based off of how much you earn. If you earn more, then you can afford more of a house. Okay, so if you already have a mortgage, this will show you how, when you can get that paid off. So you'll just put the start date of when you started your loan, not today's date, but if you started your loan today, this is the amount. Or if you started it 5 years ago, you put that amount, you put what the loan amount was for, the total balance, you'll put the interest rate, and then you'll put your loan terms in years. So it's a 30 or 15-year mortgage. And then this is what your monthly payment is every month. And then right here, it's important, this is what you're going to put extra every month on that payment. And so here's just the savings breakdown, which is really helpful just to keep you motivated. It will say total monthly payment. This is how much you're going to pay every month for your mortgage. This is how much interest if you don't do any extra. And this is how much interest you'll pay if you do the extra payments, which means that your interest savings is a ton and you'll pay it off in 26 years. And then here's just the schedule if you're interested in how that all works with how much interest you are paying and principal, balance, all that. So that will show you there. So then you'll be debt free in 2029 or in 26 years. This next step, baby step 7, is where you build wealth and give. So this is when you are completely debt free, you don't have any payments to no bank, and this is where you can start tracking your net worth. So you could just put the month, so just say like September. Just say right now we have savings of the 50,000 in savings. Your home equity, so say you have a $500,000 house, and if say you have investments, this will show you 1.2 million in net worth. And then say you come in, let's say May of 2026, and you say that maybe I have 70,000, and maybe my home went up and my investments went to 800,000. This will just show you how much your net worth has grown over the years. So it just keeps track of that. And then this is a savings give goal tracker. So basically just any goals that you have, like going on a vacation or maybe buying a new car. This is just the goal, the amount, and this is just a nice tracker for whatever you want to save or your goals for that. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and hopefully this tracker will help you become debt free and that you'll be a baby step millionaire. Thank you.